Hey everybody, Goosebumps for Dummies here, and today we are going to be reviewing One Night at Camp Bigfoot. Now, this is the latest Goosebumps book in the House of Shivers series, and it literally came out today. I read it today as well, and I have not made a book review in about like a month or two, so bear with me here. But yeah, we're back for book reviews with the latest GV. Sorry I said it like that. And I've got a lot of thoughts on this one. Before we get into it, we have not had a cryptid, specifically Sasquatch story in forever. The last Sasquatch story we had that was actually about Bigfoot, or in some manner, was the Abominable Snowman of Pasadena, which was about a Yeti, or the Abominable Snowman of Pasadena, basically, you know? So we have not really had a Sasquatch-centered story in Goosebumps for a long time. We've seen him, Sasquatch in other books, like, off the top of my head, Poison Lake. They were briefly in that one. But not really anywhere centric. Here we are, in modern Goosebumps. And not only is Bigfoot in this book, I don't want to spoil it, because this is a spoiler review, and I only get into spoilers when it comes to upsides, but there's another certain creature type that does make an appearance in this book we've not seen in quite a while in Goosebumps, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, let's get into my thoughts. And now for the blurb. He's back and bigger than ever. Siblings Harper and DJ are spending their summer at Camp Bigfoot. Run by an odd guy everyone calls Uncle Squatch, Camp Bigfoot is a classic summer camp with wooden cabins, forest trails, lots of outdoor activities, and the occasional Bigfoot sighting. Uncle Squatch loves wearing a Bigfoot costume, trying to scare unsuspecting campers, but when a strange creature is spotted under a full moon, panic fills the camp. Is this Uncle Squatch's usual prank, or a real Bigfoot? Harper and DJ are scared to find out. I must say, that blurb is outdated and pretty inaccurate, because panic never fills the camp fully, it's only between a certain cabin. There is no Bigfoot spotted under a full moon early on in the book, and Uncle Squatch never once wears a Bigfoot costume. That's all I'm going to say. Very misleading blurb. Is this book good? Fuck yeah. This is actually really good and one of the better House of Shivers books so far. In fact, I'd argue it's either my favorite or my second favorite. I kind of have to rearrange my thoughts on Night of the Living Mummy, which was currently is still, I guess, my favorite, but we'll see. But yeah, let's dive in. Camp Bigfoot, I feel, was a very fun read that I didn't really have many issues with until the very end, but we'll get to that. And it is generally a very, very enjoyable piece from the Goosebumps catalog. Yeah, I had a lot of fun with this one. I think that was because it was trying to be a very entertaining book. And that didn't, do that in lesser favor or anything. It's just a very entertaining book whilst also being a very decent story. There's some great build-up to Bigfoot himself. They really make him feel like an actual cryptid instead of, it's Bigfoot 40 pages in, because that doesn't happen. It's Bigfoot about 120-something pages in, of 150. I think that actually works in its favor of building him up, because if he shut up that early, it'd been super disappointing, or even earlier. But no, he's in the book in part 3, or rather the final quarter of it, and I think that is very nice and feels good. And it delivers one of the best climaxes I've seen in a Goosebumps book in a very long time. Not that they've been bad as of late, but holy crap, this one is just exceptional. Very, very fun. It also has a really good twist in there that I didn't exactly love at the end of the day, as you'll find out. But I still think in itself it was a good idea for what I was going for, and it actually reintroduced werewolves into the Goosebumps franchise. We have not seen werewolves in a hot minute, but how could you dislike the climax? It's literally werewolves versus Bigfoot. It's a blast. Really good stuff there. And generally, I feel like the pace of this book was super tight. There was some good exposition. I think the whole first, I don't know how many pages, 50 to 60, really good. You got to spend a lot of time with the parent characters, which I thought was nice. It was just a nice way to introduce the camp without doing it way too early. But yeah, very fun book. Lots of great moments. Great climax, great ideas for reveals, and generally, I like Bigfoot a lot himself. Really nice addition here, but I just had some issues with some of the twists, without the twists themselves, but ever the aftermath of them. To put it very simply, I think the ending of this book is kind of rushed because of a multitude of things, but basically, it's the twists not really getting the proper treatment after they are revealed. Because I feel like the build-up to them were fine, and the big twists are, yes, Bigfoot is real, and he is in the climax, he's the main villain, technically. I think that was good, and the werewolf reveal, and werecat, since there's werecats, I guess, was interesting and good, and I didn't mind it. We've seen it before in Goosebumps 2. Literally, this is ripping Werewolf's First Night slightly from Tales Book 2. But I think there was not a good fallout of that. Whilst I didn't have much problem with it, I just feel like there was little to no explanation. In fact, there really just wasn't anything offered after the fact. It just kind of goes, hey, everyone at the camp besides the main two kids, Harper and DJ, are fucking werewolves. And I guess the Uncle Squatch character. Or werecats. And it's like, cool. What can we make of this? Absolutely nothing. They just are. And it's like, yeah, you can interpret that this is a camp for werewolves and werecats at the end of the day. It doesn't take a genius. But it's not really explained, nor is it even questioned by the main characters. It's like they have amnesia by the end of the book. Because it's never even brought up after they revert back. There's never a scene where it's like, you guys are fucking werewolves? And they're like, oh yeah, we're a camp for werewolves. No, they just kind of happen to be werewolves. And the main characters kind of brush it off past the point. It's a little underbaked. And that also brings me to the end of the book where it's like, it's kind of a rush close. Thanks to that not being there, and also there wasn't a lot of build up for the camp itself and what the hell its deal was, what it was doing out there. Again, you can apply stuff, because obviously werewolves, the whole camp's werewolves, you can probably assume it's a camp for werewolves, but they just never outright say it, which kind of bothers me. So yeah, pretty annoying stuff there, but I overall really enjoyed the book, so not much to complain about, but it's definitely to its detriment. Let's go to the rating. I'm going to give One Night at Camp Bigfoot a strong 9 out of 10. I feel like this is a very solid book. I love the reveals, though I do feel like it was kind of rushed at the end there. There wasn't a lot of payoff to them. But outside of that, it's really basically flawless in a lot of ways. I feel I didn't really have any issues, but outside of that, I think the pacing was great. I liked the first half a lot, and its build-up just amazing-ish. Second half, the book is, again, super freaking fun. There was a lot of great moments all throughout. And yeah, I just generally really enjoyed this, and I think it's a very solid addition to the camp book catalog, the House of Shivers series. I guess the very, very short, limited Sasquatch run. And I wouldn't really count it as a werewolf story, because it's not really advertised as one. But it's a nice story including werewolves. I guess you could count it as more of a cryptic camp story then. But yeah, really good. Check it out. Hope you guys enjoyed this book for you. Tell me what you think about Camp Bigfoot down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.